Will Self?
Oh, I don't know. It's a pity pickle, isn't it? I think my favourite... I think we will regret it, but we regret everything, don't we? What fascinates me most is this astonishing cleaving to the referendum result, as if it represents some mystical truth that has to be held on to. And my favourite post-Brexit anecdote was a friend of mine was at a lunch attended by David Cameron, if you remember who he was, quite recently, at which the former Prime Minister, in his cups, was heard to bemoan what his fate and what had happened to him. And another guest at lunch got up and came over to him and said, "Not even my golf club alters its rules by a simple majority vote," and walked out. We don't live in a direct democracy, but if all of those who are so intent on talking about fighting to preserve the result of the referendum and its importance in our democracy were actually involving themselves in our democracy and reinvigorating it, then I wouldn't be so worried about Brexit. And frankly, if the people who were negotiating our leaving the European Union didn't present such a sorry spectacle on the international stage, I might be a little bit more confident.
What's sorry about the spectacle?
Well, for a start, who they are. Liam Fox, a man who tried to fiddle his expenses so his personal assistant could share his hotel room. David Davis, well, some intellectual calibre, but also run and a has-been who's there. And Boris Johnson, we all know about him, don't we? It's no wonder the Europeans are laughing at us when this trio comes into sight.
All right, I have to give David Gauke a chance to reply.
I'm not sure there's much that's worth responding to there, to be honest. Look, the reality is...
Well, why don't you respond to it, actually, David?
Well, because it was patronising claptrap towards 52% of the population.
It's not patronising claptrap. No.
It was actually patronising towards the 48% who voted Remain. This continuity Remain thing, led by Tony Blair, Nick Clegg and clearly by you. I think most of the British public have had enough of this. Where you say this is time to move forward. We're going for Brexit. It's happening. We decided to have a vote. We had the vote. If you believe in democracy, you accept the outcome of democratic vote.
And let's allow David Gauke to reply, which he's about to do.
First of all, we've had the referendum. There was a decision. It wasn't the decision I wanted, but it was the decision of the British people, and I do think it has to be respected. Secondly, you know, one of the things about a referendum of that sort, there is a risk, and we clearly saw that it can become very divisive. But I do think that, and I don't want to sound too pious here, but frankly, if we could conduct political debate not on the level of personal abuse, but perhaps on the ideas that we hold and what people are trying to do and what we actually do, that would be good for politics and good for the country. And as the gentleman said earlier, we do need to work together, we do need to unite, and it is responsibility not just on government members, not just on Conservative MPs, but parliamentarians across the board to work together to try to get the best possible outcome here. And of course there are going to be differences of views, and we're a vibrant democracy and that's how it should be. But I think it would be a lot more helpful if we did it on the basis of the substance rather than getting into personal